All right, y'all, I'm going to try a healthy dessert recipe that has Greek yogurt in it, which some people said is nasty, but then I bought the brand that other people said wasn't as bad. So we're going to try it out. Someone said that the Greek gods Greek yogurt was considerably better, didn't have like the tang of a traditional Greek yogurt. And so I went ahead and grabbed their honey vanilla. Now it is a little bit higher in calories. So this is going to be 190 calories for 170 grams, which 170 grams is what this recipe calls for. So I'm going to go ahead and dish that up. 7 grams of this zero sugar Jello cheesecake. Now, actually, I was surprised. So looking at the actual calories, which is what I'm doing here because I'm working on losing weight, the calories itself was the same per gram as the regular Jello one. So like the regular pudding mix was the exact same amount of calories per gram that this one was. So it was 7 grams for 25 calories. The other one had 28 grams and it was 100 calories. You want to mix up your Greek yogurt in with that mix. And then you're going to want to add in the whipped topping. So I went ahead and grabbed the light whipped topping. It was the same calories as the sugar-free one, and obviously great value, so it was cheaper. And of this, you're just going to add in 2 tablespoons, which is going to be 9 grams. 2 tablespoons, which was 9 grams, and yeah, it was like very, very little. You can see how much I scooped out of there, 9 grams worth. So I'm actually going to go ahead and double that. It will obviously give you 20 extra calories, but I'm going to try and make this more, I want it to be more airy, so I'm going to go ahead and double that. So I'm going to put in 18 grams of this light. The recipe called for 2 tablespoons of the PB2. And then he said, traditionally, you're going to mix it in with like 1-to-2 ratio. But since you're trying to make it a little bit thinner, because you're using it like as a mix in and then a drizzle on top for this, you're actually going to do 1-to-1. So I've got 2 tablespoons of the PB2. So that's going to be another 120 calories in there. And then I'm adding in 2 things of water. So it's all mixed in together. And as you can see, it's going to be relatively thin on there. I'm going to mix in about half of it into this to give it that peanut buttery flavor. Then I'm going to add chocolate chips. Now, the recipe called for like Lily's chocolate chips, right? But Lily's are freaking expensive. And so I grabbed the Great Value semi-sweet. Now I understand these are going to be higher in calories, but I actually looked at the Lily's at the store and they were 70 calories per 15 grams, where these are only 80 calories for 15 grams. So I'm just going to put in a little bit less than than the 15 grams, right? So I got that zeroed out. I'm just going to add in, I'm going to go for like, oh, that was over 15 grams. Yeah, see, you don't realize how little 15 grams is. Okay, so apparently I am going to do the 80 calories into there. It's not many chocolate chips for those calories, but Lily's was literally 70 calories for the exact same amount. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the peanut butter on top. I got it all in, mixed up. Now, I did obviously add in a couple of things that were a little bit higher calories than the original one, but this is going to be 395 calories. And I'm guessing the video I watched, he was not measuring. He was measuring with his heart because he was like throwing in massive amounts of that whipped topping, whereas literally 9 grams is tiny. So that was 40 calories. The chocolate chips was 80 calories, so a little bit more than Lily's would be. Anyway, 395 total for everything, and then 13 grams of protein. So now let me go ahead and taste test. So this is the consistency. Now you could put it in the fridge or freezer, but let's see what it tastes like. That's real good. Got a good amount of peanut butter. The Greek yogurt really doesn't have a whole lot of flavor to it. And that peanut butter comes through really, really nicely as well. So it doesn't have a lot of tang like a Greek yogurt typically would, but overall, this would be a good dessert. Now, again, there's a lot in there. For that 400 calories, that is a massive amount. So you wouldn't have to necessarily eat all of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and throw it in the freezer and see if it becomes more thick than this. But overall, turned out pretty good. Tastes good as well.